if I had to pick 10 units to begin my inflatable rental business today, what would the 10 units be and why? Now, I've thought about this for a while, and several different things come to mind as to why I would pick the units I would pick. And I'm going to start there because the why will obviously get you to the what. You want to know why you're picking what you're picking and have a reason behind that so that you're not just arbitrarily just picking the things that you like. And knowing what I know after 25 years, 20 years of inflatable business, I know where my business would progress, where would it start, and where would it end. And I know what would make me the most money, and that would lead to both profitability in the business, meaning it could grow, and also give me an opportunity to make the money that I needed to support myself and my family and the whole 9 yards. So, with all of that being said, it may be easier to start with a few things that I would not buy. I would not buy anything that was large or so large that I could not handle it with one other employee. Now, that could be a problem. It could lead to you losing some business, but for the sake of efficiency within my business, I understand what I need to do, and what I need to do is to turn units, and something that is large or cumbersome or requiring a lot of labor or any of the above would create a situation where I'm I'm slowed down. That being said, an 18-foot slide is not too much different from a 20-foot slide, so I could use the height of an 18-foot slide as my big unit and still get away with renting it to older teens or adults and not have a problem pushing it out there and still get the kind of the wow factor of a big slide. So 18 is as big as I'm going to go on a slide. Adversely, I wouldn't go anything small. I wouldn't go with a game or anything like that. And the reason why is because, at least initially, I could make something that would be comparable or something that could be, used, or I could find something off the shelf, or I mean, there's just tons of options for games out there, and there's really no reason for a filler piece like a game if you're limiting yourself to 10 pieces. So I'm not going big, not going small. I'm going to pick right in the middle. The first thing that I would pick of my top 10 would be probably 4 diverse slides. Now, you have to remember, I'm in a region where water slides can be used, quite a bit. Uh, so we don't have a problem with that. If you're in a different region where you're in a colder climate, you may want to use something that doesn't have pools or something that could be used dry or something like that. But I still probably would swing towards a slide simply because it's diverse enough. I would limit myself to slides without pools, or maybe one of the 4 would be a slide with a pool, simply because there's a stigma that comes with a pool that says you can't use it dry, even though you can use it dry. They're designed not to slide all the way down. Most of them are designed to slide not all the way down to the pool if you use it dry. So, but again, just for appearances, it's not where you want to be. So 4 slides, and I would vary the size, with one of them being small, one of them being large, and then the middle 2 would be um, mid-size. Probably one of them would be a dual lane, just so that I could, if I had a church or a small school event, that I could fill that need. Um, And again, I'm not shooting for that customer. My biggest customer is the backyard party because I have the least amount of input or energy put into this and the most amount of money coming out of it. Most of them are drop and go. Most of them have a flexible schedule so that you can drop off and pick up. So there's a ton of benefits to the backyard party, and that's where I'm focusing at. So that being said, I would also pick two uh, combo units. And again, I would probably go with semi-neutral themes on them, something that maybe just colors, just to avoid being blocked into anything. No pools, um, and and again, stay away from anything that's going to be super large or super heavy or something like that, and stay away from the smaller, not so combo combos. And those are the ones that I say that they've manufacturers that have these teeny tiny slides on them, and they're more like bounce houses with just like a tiny slide on them. You want something that is a little more than that. In the same respect, you don't want something that is, and they do make these ginormous ones that are, 700 pounds. You don't want those either. So, um, right in the middle, neutral colors, and stick to that. So we're up to 6 units. Um, and now it gets to be the point to where you have to choose a little bit more carefully because you want to make sure that you're not getting in a situation where you're picking stuff that is, you know, going to be redundant or something on your side or whatever. I would go with two bounce houses, and I know a lot of people are saying that bounce houses are dead, and why with the combos having so much popularity and blah 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 blah. Bounce houses, and we've had a previous video on this. Bounce houses offer a very unique uh, stance in that they are traditional, they are small, and they are price point predictive. Um, you can literally fill any event with a bounce house and a price point that most people can afford. So um, yes, a bounce house. And again, I would go with neutral colors. I would go with uh, something that was theme adversive, something that wasn't, you know, going to lock you into some kind of a situation. Neutral colors, yellows, and maybe multicolors so that you can cross genders if you want to. Um, so the last two are going to be kind of a choice of yours. I would definitely do one obstacle simply because you do get a little bit of backyard use out of an obstacle, but you can also span that over to small church and school events, um, and that would create an opportunity for you to do a bigger event. And probably what I would do would be a two-piece obstacle, and that would round out my 10-piece with a some kind of rock climb slide or something like that. Simply because I would want something if I needed a showpiece, a bigger piece of for the obstacle, something like that, then it would create that opportunity for me to do that. And those would be the 10 pieces. And I would focus very, very hard on backyard parties and, like I said, small school and church events. Um, Simply because I want to do the small church and school events to get more backyard parties, but I don't want to be locked into a situation where all my units are going to somewhere and I don't have the opportunity for that. And the reason why I don't want to lock all my pieces into one, you may say, well, if you rent all 10 of them, what's the big deal? You get because if you have something go wrong, you can miss out on all 10 of your rentals. If the weather turns bad or if COVID part 2 hits or something crazy, you literally can lose all 10 rentals or 10 pieces being rented if they're all tied up at one event because all your eggs are in one basket. Look, I hope that these kind of things help. Um, at least, picking the kind of units that you want. If you have some pieces, maybe it'll guide you towards the other pieces that you need. If you have some stuff that is outside of that, that's okay. You can move towards your core pieces and still, keep some of the other stuff that's going on. You don't have to, sell the stuff that you got that's not involved. Um, and again, this could be 100% different depending on where you're at and who you're dealing with, and your temperature, your environment, if you have neighborhoods with small yards, literally you need to focus towards smaller units. If you have, spread out rural areas, you need to think about stuff that's going to be bigger and more flamboyant so that you can bring attention to something because that's literally you're going to be the party. You're going to be the wow part of it. So keep all those things in mind. And let me know what would be your top 10. If you don't mind, put it in the comments below. What 10 units would you pick and why? And let's see how close we get. I appreciate all your views. I appreciate all your support. Keep sending those likes and subscribes and comments, and we'll keep making them. We're in this together. There's no such thing as competition. So, you guys, I appreciate you in the business, and I hope to see you out there. And thanks for watching.